Hey, I'm Aaron. I'm one of the founders of Deliver That.
I'm John, other co-founder of Deliver That. Welcome to the Founder Series.
Founders for life. How do you go from quote unquote a shithead or whatever you want to, however you want to phrase it, going into the Corps, getting out of the Corps, like what are you doing after the Marines?
Oh man. Well, I joined the Marine Corps because
And are you from Cleveland or?
Yeah, I'm born and raised Strongsville. My parents were both public school teachers in Parma. My grandfather was super active with Dennis Kucinich, back in the 90s. He was a union electrician. I just have an amazing family that I'm really grateful tolerated my bullshit for long enough. But, joining the Marine Corps was my get my shit together moment. And what I realized afterwards was it was just a series of challenges that I had to show up for myself for, right? Just like that deviation from Scout Sniper or Force Recon enlistment to helicopter mechanic. I'm fully confident that if I wouldn't have listened to the universe, we would not be talking right now.
Yeah.
Because I would have thrown myself at that job to the point of, kill or be killed and rescue everybody and, running into machine gun fire, hands down, would have been my exit from this planet. So I think about that in the way of like, when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was like, I can work harder than anyone. Right? Like, and now I have this like Marine Corps tenacity, improvise and overcome, we all bleed green kind of mentality of like, so it was like chipping away at my ego, right? Becoming part of something bigger than yourself, right? Like the boy must die for the man to be born. Mm-hmm. And the boy thinks the world's all about him. The man accepts the fact that he is part of something greater than himself and is willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good, right? So that was a part of the death of my ego. And also the birthing of it, right? So that I'm still like in my 20s, but I knew I wanted to cook, which is why I went to the Marine Corps in the first place. My plan was go to the Marine Corps, chip away at a degree at community college while I was in the Marine Corps, GI Bill at Culinary Institute of America, become a chef, move out west, snowboard powder days, and work at a resort, right? I had this very short-sighted vision of like what I wanted to accomplish. But each one of those steps, kind of similar to Boyd Vardy's book, following the first track, right? The first track was accept the challenge. The next track was accept that you're not a killer, right? The next track was accept that you're not in the right environment to grow, to become the person you're supposed to be.
Yep.
And then Bush stole the election from Al Gore. My values and my, like, reading way too much Howard Zinn in high school, I was just like, this is bullshit. I'm not doing this. I don't trust this situation. And so my entire squadron was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Because I was a leader, And I was like, I am turning in dirty piss at the next urinalysis, and I'm going to the brig, and I'm getting the fuck out of here on an Article 112 Alpha discharge. And like the people around me were like, what the fuck are you doing? Even my CO was like, Bebenroth, I will throw this out because I know what you did. And I was like, no, you're not throwing it out. This is what I'm doing. So it was this moment of like, just go through it. I knew I wasn't an inmate in my heart of hearts.
Yep.
I knew I could wear an orange jumpsuit on the side of the fucking base highway for 30 days and pick up trash and people give me the finger and tell me I'm a piece of shit. I was ready for that, because I knew like after this, I start arriving.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just another challenge.
Yep.
And you wanted to cook.
Yeah.
Is there always been a passion for cooking?
No, I fell in love with it culturally, actually. I was a dishwasher in Kent at Rockneys. My wife was going to college. I was working construction during the day and washing dishes at night. And one day, some dude didn't show up for the line. And they were like, Bebenroth, we need you on salads and sandwiches. And like, I'm like, okay. I was just a hardworking kid, Hadn't gone to the Marines yet, but I grew up working. I started working when I was 12.
Yeah, because typically we've talked to the food founders and entrepreneurs like on a different podcast we run, and there seems a bit like the restaurant industry seems to always bite people early in their life.
Yeah.
They don't typically fall into it in their 30s or 40s. It's like you get bit by it early, either working at a fast food job,
Correct.
on a food line. I mean, I worked at my first job was Subway.
Yep.
I was a terrible employee. I gave shit away
Own
for
it.
free. Like I was terrible, man. Looking back, I would never hire me in high school.
Yeah.
I'd have I'd have my friends come in. What do you want?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yep.
Free. You want more cookies? Here you go. Take them all.
Sure.
And but I did like it. I mean, it was a cool environment. Like, you know, very repetitive, chopping, onions, peppers, like making the same sandwich over and over again. But I did like it. I liked the hospitality.
Yeah.
So
The repetition kills me, actually. But what I got hooked on was the intensity, right? Because it was immediate. It was
I can see
urgent.
that. Yeah,
It was
makes
just like,
sense.
dude, somebody called off. Get in here.
Yep.
I'm like, okay. And like I was working with this guy who became one of my lifelong friends, Justin. We spend every Christmas together with their kids and our kids and drink 100 beers. And we've been doing it for 30 years. Like, it's kind of crazy. And it was the intensity. Like, everybody had tattoos. They're drinking coffee. They're fucking telling dick jokes. You know, they're smoking bongs at the dumpster. I'm like, oh, my God, this is my environment. Like, this is for me. Like,
Ben,
is
talk
all
about
I
some
need.
courtside pizza.
Yeah.
Because so we all went to Ohio University here.
oh, no doubt.
And
no
like
doubt.
I don't know how we graduated. Like we were not. I don't. Yeah, you didn't graduate, did you?
No, not even close. I was there for one semester.
How long did you last there? 4 years.
Yeah, I was down there for 4 years.
It's just college wasn't for me. I like the town.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, when's everyone done with
That's
class?
great, right?
Yeah, I
Here we
wanted
go.
my daughter to go there. She went to UD instead.
Dude.
Thank God. You guys, fuck.
I mean, dude. OU. No. Dude. OU, man. That was.
I love, dude. My buddy Scott, he's a VP with Chase, and he went to OU. Just loves it, man. Loves it.
So fun.
Great school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
it's, it's going through what you go through there. You know, it's not, I think similar culinary school is less about what you learn in class. It's more about who you're learning it with and who you work with at night. You know what I mean? You're just in an environment that is, you're primed to learn.
Yep.
Right? How fast can you learn is really your judgment of success in life. Really.
Absolutely.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
How
quick
fast can you learn?
quick learners. Typically, I don't like the expression. A jack of all trades is a master at none, because that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a
It's
quick
also an
learner-
incomplete statement. There's a back half to that no one says.
what is that?
Jack of all trades is a master of none, but better than a master of one. That is the actual quote.
Wow.
Clip it.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's
I've
your-
never heard that.
There's your
But that's-
title right there.
That's the full quote. Yeah.
Dude, that's so true though, because I'm like, I think I'm an example of that. Like, I'm not like the best
I mean, definitely both of us is on the way.
finance,
Yeah.
entrepreneur, tech guy, but man, it's like I'm better than the average. I'm better than having just one person with one skill.
For sure.
Right.
Same thing with you, John.
Uh-huh.
But okay, back to your story though. You get out of the Corps. Did you go to a culinary institute after
I did.
the Corps?
Yeah, I went to Johnson & Wales in Charleston, South Carolina.
Cool.
Yeah.
How's
And-
that?
Oh
Awesome.
my God, it was amazing.
place.
So fucking hard. It was amazing.
Is it like the movies where it's like, I'm trying to think of like a Gordon Ramsay quote or whatever, like it's just shit, like. Have you ever
it's
get,
kind of
one of
like
those
that.
guys.
It's kind of like that. It's very structured. I got accepted in the advanced standing program. Also, not my idea. A chef I was working for at the Renaissance in Cleveland, unbeknownst to me, scheduled an appointment for me to take the advanced standing test in the lobby of the hotel on a day I was working. Just like, talk about shit showing up for you. And so I got to consolidate a 2-year degree into 12 months.
Wow.
So I went in June, consolidated my entire freshman year because I already had skills. I've been working in the industry for about 5-6 years.
What do they teach you in culinary school?
Well, a lot of it's like basic knife skills, basic sauce work, basic, charcuterie, garde manger, like, cold prep stuff. Then you get into French cuisine, Italian cuisine, international cuisine. Classical French is like you have to like learn how to roast a chicken by ear without seeing the temperature on the oven. Yeah. And like identifying like when is the protein coagulating and forcing fat out, and the sound of the fat coming off of the skin and hitting the juice in the pan and the sizzle. How fast is that happening, and what are you listening for? And then it's just like, I love that shit.
That's
I
so
love
cool.
getting into food science, man.
Well, if you had to make one dish for us,
oh yeah,
and you wanted to stand by and be like, this is the best product I can produce.
dude.
This is the one thing that I know is better than anybody else's.
This is like, it's so funny. I answer this question kind of always the same, but it's always asked a little bit differently. Like, what's your favorite ingredient or whatever? What's your favorite thing to cook with? The thing I would make is whatever is coming up out of the farm with a Mark Trap egg, either however you want it, scrambled or over easy or omelet, whatever. That's what I would do, like 100%.
It's like almost like, could you do like a really nice omelet? You think?
I can, yeah, but it's what you want.
Culinary school can't make an omelet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. That's a testimonial right
yeah,
there.
Mr. freaking burns everything over there.
Yeah.
Right?
But seriously, for me, it's less about the dish.
Burns.
I'm not trying to impress you, right? Like I have to answer to what is happening now in the cycle of the earth, and then how can I tie as much nutrition and deliver that to your soul? Like,
No pun intended.
that's it right there. Like, how can I do that? And for me, that vessel is almost always an egg with whatever is coming up out of the ground right now.
Wow.
That's just basics.
And you guys have a farm?
Yeah. We
Right.
live on the farm still down in the Cuyahoga Valley. Been there for 12 years. Spice Acres. It's a 13-acre organic farm. Not certified, but we farm organically. And, dude, we used to do it all. 350 laying hens, 16 hogs, $150,000 a year worth of produce. And right now I just farm perennial stuff. So raspberries, asparagus, gooseberries, rhubarb, chestnut trees, pears, peaches, like things, pussy willows for garnish, for dried flowers in the early season. Like simple things that would exist anyways without a lot of manipulation of man. Right?
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a nice little loaded question for you.
Yeah,
you know,
shoot.
You know, a big topic right now is like all the shit in like the food chain, like the food, what do we call it, the chain here, like whatever the supply chain is for food. You know, how does what you do with obviously farm to table, like I'm actually, you run a pizza joint and you have a catering business. Like, are you at all encouraged by what's going on, trying to make like America like healthier, or like you call it bullshit? Do you like what is your opinion on this right now? Is our food supply chain, is it good? Is it bad? Is it terrible? I mean,
It's neither. It's all of those things and it's nothing, right? It's the food system is global. There is no American food system. There's a global food system, period. That's the way we eat. I just did a LinkedIn post yesterday about where all of the agricultural amendments come from in the world,
Okay.
right? The countries that produce the most fertilizers for the world, right? And it's Russia, India, and China, Brazil, and Canada. That's where they are. And now, like, follow the tariffs around. Fuck with that for a little bit, right? Like, so it's a very interesting thing where we are so dependent on everyone, which is why all of the things that are happening politically is really nonsense, because it's discounting the fact that this is one world. We are one people, and we all have to work together for
No
a
question.
greater sense of being, right? We can't say, well, fuck China and we're going to win. That's not possible. You know what I mean? We all win or we all lose. That's the level of the world that we have created right now. So that whole mindset of the American Revolution and the British king can kiss my ass and the Tea Party and stuff, it's like, dude, you could get away with that because it took 16 weeks, to get from England to the United States
now
with
we
a
gotta get
ship.
on a fucking flight and it's
Yeah.
5 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be there in 8 hours and I'm going to bomb your place, whatever. It's like, so the idea of the food system, I used to be like throwing myself at the world to fix the food supply and the food system and educate people about it. And what I've realized is you can't change anyone.
No.
You can only show up fully, speak your truth. It will resonate with the people that it's meant to resonate with. It will fall off with the people that aren't ready to hear it yet, and then move on with your life.
Yeah.
So I just can't spend my life trying to fix something that frankly doesn't want to be fixed.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to compete with John Deere lobbying dollars and Bayer. Come on. These are multi-billion-dollar global companies.
What about
no
Monsanto,
chance.
John?
Well, Monsanto is owned by Bayer.
Yeah. That's the
So
same
I'll
thing.
just give you that. Monsanto is owned by Bayer.
It's even worse.
And if you really want to get fucked up with it, Bayer is a product of Operation Paperclip, which was bringing Nazi scientists back into the United States after World War II to develop agricultural and food chemicals and neurological chemicals for defense.
I guess that's where my question was going. It's like what shouldn't we be eating? If you're like a pretty fit, active guy, like pretty damn healthy. Like,
Sure.
What would you not eat?
Almost everything. Like, seriously. Anything that's being sold, I don't eat.
No shit. Like, you got to make it yourself pretty much.
100%. My favorite thing that I heard the other day, my son was like, there's literally no food in this house, just ingredients.
That's my wife every day.
Fucking winning. Now, what does he do? Gets in his car, goes to Subway, and gets a bacon ranch or whatever. But he's a teenager. Then he has to do that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, for health, like, dude, I have stuff growing right outside my house. I have a lot of stuff growing across the street from my house. But like right outside my door off my kitchen, pots of herbs. Right to the left, raised beds of like arugula, spinach, radishes, beets, peas, like carrots, more herbs. Like just super quick access life, living food that is not available.
Where do you get your meat?
Usually from Purple Brown Farm Store. I buy all my poultry from Mark Trapp. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I get all my eggs from Mark Trapp. He's moving those chickens twice a day. So a chicken is an omnivore. It doesn't eat grain. It eats grass, grains, baby rabbits, snakes, mice, whatever it can find, each other. Like chickens are like velociraptors, right? They need all of this variety in their diet. So that's why I said an egg is my favorite thing, because in the spring when all the larvae is hatching and all the insect population is just busting out of the soil, those chickens are eating that, and that yolk is standing up like that tall, and it's like as orange as the logo on your hat. It's like, that's it for me, because it's like all of that micronutrient and density and fatty acids and all that shit. Oh, dude, it's right there. It's right there. Egg is a complete protein, which there are very few sources of in the world. Hummus is a complete protein, the combination of tahini and chickpeas. It completes the chains of omegas, right?
How many eggs a day you eat, John?
6.
Nice.
Have my half dozen every morning.
Nice.
What's like a typical meal for you? Like a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, are you going outside? Like, for example, mine. I'll have a couple eggs, some egg whites, some spinach, hot sauce, maybe a potato, maybe a couple things of sausage.
Sure.
But like, could you do all of that with the way you're
I answer to my body. Like, honestly, like when I have a strength day in the gym, I inherently want more protein. When I'm running a lot or swimming a lot, I inherently want more carbs. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I think tuning in is super important. I don't have a diet. Like, I can't say that I eat a specific way. I take perfect aminos every morning. I drink AG1 every morning. And I do yoga and meditate every morning. And I sauna probably like 4 or 5 days a week. I'm getting probably, 8 miles of running and 2 miles of swimming in a week about, and then 2 lifting days. So I just kind of like respond to that, you know?
Do you notice like when you do eat the processed garbage that's readily available for anybody, do you feel different?
Oh my God, yeah. It's kind of funny you say that, because like Boom's Pizza, we pride ourselves on, we use King Arthur flour. It's a 3-day cold ferment dough. It's breaking down the gluten so it's more digestible. You know, we use the best ingredients we can afford. And still, when I eat it, I feel like shit. Like, mostly because I just don't eat a lot of like gluten and grease and cheese and all that stuff.
It hits me hard.
Right? The same way. I mean, every time.
But then I have people come to me and be like, "Oh my God, I love your pizza. I feel so much better after I eat it." And I always ask myself, I'm like, "Fuck, man, how shitty are you used to feeling?" Like,
yeah, you just live shitty.
Yeah, like what's it compared to? And they're like, "Well, usually we would get like Domino's or Angelo's or whatever." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I mean, if that is going in regularly, then yeah." I could picture that. But dude, like, I have a theory, and this is part of why
Domino's.
This is part of why we dude, it's fine, right? I'm not here to fix the world. But I have this theory, and part of the reason we started Spice Field Kitchen is teaching kids in a STEM-based curriculum the importance of agriculture, culinary, and nutrition. Basically, empowering kids that have maybe not the best of means to own your own existence in life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to fill yourself up with good things
It's a great way to put it.
to do good things in the world.
Yeah.
Crap in, crap out.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there are people that are in prison right now because they had a bad breakfast, they have bad circumstances in their life, and they may have gotten pulled over by a racist officer, right? And the next thing you know, your car's getting searched, they find a little bit of dope, you're on the ground, you're telling this guy to go fuck himself because you're late to pick up your kids or to go to work, right? And next thing you know, bam, you're locked up, right? And I employ a lot of people. I have 250 employees right now. And I look at the dish tank in our restaurants as the front door of the business. That's how I started in this business. And every time I hire an executive chef or executive of any level, I take them through there and I'm like, this person needs to be cooking by the end of this year or we are failing them. Because just looking at like this funnel of like, oh yeah, they just, this
They're a
person.
dishwasher.
Yeah, no,
no, they're not.
No, they're not. They're a human fucking being that is enduring circumstances of life that will change. And we will be here while they change. What are they going to change into? A lot of that is about the environment you're in and the people you're surrounded with, and the intentions that we put into the moment.
Yeah, I mean, your point about like you might have woke up on a bad day, had a bad meal, and you made a mistake, or you ran into, like you said, like a racist police officer, or it could be, you had a bad interaction at work or at school,
or a non-racist police officer that was just trying to protect himself.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I
Yeah,
mean?
so it's
From
like-
an unpredictable situation.
Yep.
We call it the glucose coaster, right? You start with a Pop-Tart and a Mountain Dew at 9:30. Dude, by 11, you're a disaster.
Yeah.
You are a curse to the world at that point.
You
Yeah,
can't
'cause
be
you're
you can't,
so
you
high
can't be
up
feeling.
there.
Yeah, it's like. you
And
can't
what
be
do you
feeling
go
right, you're
for?
crashing.
Yep.
Bag of Funyuns and the Snickers?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. You're doing it all day.
Yep.
I just want a fillet of fish for lunch. Here we go again.
Yep.
Right? It's the bliss point. Fat, sugar, salt. It's nutrient devoid, synthesizing, satiating our body's need for calories and nutrition, and allowing ourselves to just crave the next hit of sugar. That's
Man.
the system.
You know what's crazy to me is we've talked to so many restaurateurs, whether it's with Deliver That, like the founder series, the founder series or the Deliver More podcast. I have not heard one individual restaurateur with the foundation around like quality and just like
That's
it's
what's
all
missing.
about. I'm not gonna say it's about money, but it's like it's typically about dollars, right?
Yep.
It's like you haven't even mentioned that once. So what I want to get into now is like you obviously think about food and your health differently than the average person.
Sure.
How does that translate into Boom's Pizza and Spice Catering? Because obviously you're doing an incredible amount of work, in the Northeast Ohio area.
Yeah.
Your pizza's phenomenal. I've actually had people unsolicited tell me Boom's is great.
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Thank you.
Our CTO was talking about it the other day. He's like, Boom's
Yep.
Pizza? He's like, you guys talking to him? He's like, their pizza's fucking great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, and then obviously John filled me in a bit, about Spice Catering. And how do you start these two concepts?
Sure.
Like,
Good question.
What year is it? Like, you have all this foundational knowledge, this true identity of quality, and it sounds just overall just genuinely a good fucking person.
No, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well,
It's definitely food first.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it's
seem
like-
money first.
no, I've never been a money first person, which I have to protect myself against in business,
Yeah.
right? So I need to surround myself with money first people, right? It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Money is just energy, and I want to get a lot of things accomplished in life, and I need a lot of energy to do that, right? So I started Spice Catering in 2001 or 2, right after I got out of the Marine Corps. Just had my second knee surgery, and started with a minivan and $10,000 from my wife's blind aunt. And I literally just started cooking. Like I was already like going to the farmer's market. I was in love with local cuisine. I was foraging a lot. I grew up in the woods next to a big garden, big farm in Strongsville. And so I started it like very scrappy. Me, a minivan, and a mixer, basically, and a Robocoup. And then ended up going to culinary school because I was doing like my own gig on the side of working in good restaurants. So I worked at the Fulton Bar and Grill, changed my life with Steve Paris, introduced me to local food. Then I ended up at Sanssouci, and then I took the test for Johnson and Wales, and then it was like Baricelli Inn, Parker's New American Bistro. I was just always working a better job.
Okay.
And when I was in culinary school, I ran out of money and I entered this competition. I swear it said there was $10,000 cash prize, which I was going to use for tuition. Ended up winning nationals, and there was no cash prize. This is a classic Ben moment. Did not thoroughly read the poster. But there was a 2-month trip to Australia, and I was like, dude, I can't afford this. Like, I have child support. I'm fucking broke.
Yeah.
But it was with the instructor that won as well. So it was like the student that won for all 5 campuses around the world at Johnson and Wales, and the instructor that won. The student was me. The instructor was French master chef Jean-Jacques Dietrich, who was retiring, and his wife Rosa and my wife Jackie. And we went around Australia for 2 months in a van and cooked for dignitaries, ate with Aborigines. Like, it was fucking incredible. Changed my entire life, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, entire life. So, like, I came home. I was sitting in a dry creek bed eating a kangaroo tail with these Aboriginal women. And I'm like, I look at Jackie. I was like, I want to fucking do this back home. Like, I want to take people out of their comfort zone and create a culinary moment that opens their minds up to the possibilities of, like, if there's this much to eat in the desert of Australia, imagine all the food in the Ohio River Valley that is, like, generationally extinct in our minds, our knowledge of looking at a plant and identifying it as food, right? So we came home and I hatched this concept called plated landscapes, where we would go to these farms and just do 7 courses of whatever the farm was about. Mushroom farm, yep, we're eating 7 courses of mushrooms. And then camping out and eating a bunch of psychedelic mushrooms that night. And, like, doing that whole thing.
I've never done mushrooms.
Oh, man, there's a lot of progress there, dude.
I want to try it.
A lot of progress.
That's the language of the earth right there.
I want to try it.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big Steve Jobs guy too, so I want to try LSD at some point in my life.
Dude, it's powerful work. I did a lot of that just like for partying when I was a kid, and it became more like psychologically helpful and spiritually connecting later on in life. But yeah, so like that's like 2004. I graduate from Johnson Wales. 2006, I moved one of my roommates from Johnson Wales up to my grandparents' house, which we then lived in after my grandpa passed. 1,000 square foot house. Moved the chef into the attic, build a kitchen in the basement, my wife and I and the 2 dogs in the middle floor, turned the garage into a warehouse, and we did
in business.
$100,000 in 1 year of business, just us.
I mean, that must have been
Hand carried
work.
everything. So much work.
Oh my God.
Ford F-250, brown beat up truck, burning grease, like converted to run on veg oil.
But you made it
No
work,
way.
though.
Made it work,
Made it
yeah.
work.
And then
That
I
thing was-
sold
that thing ran on grease.
ran on used veg oil, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So then I sold the company to Marigold, who I had worked with catering for years, for $250 and a salary because my son was born. And I was like, okay, I can't keep working for cash. Woo, my chef at the time was like, dude, I got to move home. This is crazy. I can't work this hard for this little. And so sold to Marigold, grew it from $100,000 a year to $500,000 a year in 4 years. And they were like my box lunch default, and I was their organic upsell. That's where I met my partner, Jess, who's still with me today. She began planning, and then I wrote the menus and cooked it. And then after 4 years of that, we ended up moving to 5800 Detroit, and then that's where I opened Spice Kitchen and Bar. And then I had $1 million catering business, $1 million restaurant, working 100 hours a week to lose $100,000 a year. And then somebody's like, Darwin Kelsey, actually the founder of the Countryside Initiative in the Valley, while I was in 10,000 small businesses, came to me and said, Brother Bebenroth, I think I have a farm for you. And I'm like, that's a perfect idea.
Let's do a third thing.
Let's do a third thing that
How much
takes
can we lose?
another 80 hours a week. So literally, dude, I would be coming home from the restaurant at 1 o'clock in the morning and then doing chicken chores for 350 birds and then feeding pigs. And P.S., I was fucking addict. Like, I was working on a bone-on-bone arthritis knee, Percocets getting me through the day, drinking myself through service. Like,
Wow.
so I was just a creative explosion and a personal disaster on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So I was still on the run from myself, utilizing my culinary prowess to prove to the world that I was actually worth paying attention to. It was a weird thing. I was so depleted internally that I had to push myself externally in that way to constantly be kind of fawned over and accepted and like worthy.
Yeah, like feel that self.
Yeah, it was synthetic form of love.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. So yeah.
So,
That was about 2013 when we got the farm, restaurants going gangbusters, and then it was just like best new restaurant, best restaurant garden, best brunch, like all these bests, right?
Yep.
And it was just like, why is this not good for me? Like, why is all the shit that people love of me not good for me?
Wow.
Yeah, let's. Do you understand why yet, or like?
I do.
Why?
Because people want to be soothed, right? And that's why your business is so successful. They're in an emotional state. You guys have an easy button, and it synthetically feels like soothing and satiating. And it's just like, oh, deliver that quarter pounder with cheese, right? And like, here it comes. Here it is. There it goes. And you get this brief hit of like, oh, I have everything I need. And so like, even people that were coming into the restaurant were constantly like, oh my God, entertain us. It's a very bizarre level of celebrity when you're a chef, right? It's like, oh my God, come over, meet my friend Chef Ben. Ben, come over, meet all my friends. Oh my God, this is Dr. So-and-so, and this is this guy, and this guy. Can we get some more bread? You know? Oh, right away. Like, I'm the thing you want to interact with, and I am your vehicle for more.
Does that like ever bother you?
No, not anymore.
No.
Used to.
But did.
Oh my God, dude, it ate me alive.
Because it almost feels fake, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I would resent my clients for having money because I didn't. And I was working my ass off for like just so these people could feel special. And then like I'm left with nothing. I'm missing birthday parties. I'm missing gymnastics practice.
Working your ass off.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
It's insane. It was insane.
Wow.
To the point where I was like towing the smoker home from the restaurant at midnight with a pig cooking in it. And then I would make this big chalk outline above the thermometer. So like the red zone was bigger with sidewalk chalk, the green zone, and then the white zone. So I could look out of my bedroom window at night, turn on the floodlights, and see if it was on temp or off temp, whether or not I had to feed the fire or I could go back to bed. And I would set an alarm for every 90 minutes. So I was getting a fuckload of REM sleep during this time, obviously.
Really?
But like,
dude, you are such an interesting cat, man. Oh
like,
my gosh.
Insane level of commitment to an insane level of emptiness, which was the reality. So people say to me all the time, like, oh my God, dude, I proposed to my wife at that restaurant. I miss that restaurant. I'm like, I'm glad it existed, but I do not.
Yep.
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
4 weddings came out of that restaurant. An osteopathic doctor came out of that restaurant, tattoo artist, Rust Belt Riders. Those 2 dudes were our busboys and barbacks at the restaurant while we were doing the pig composting program. And when it ended and our grant funding ran out, they were like, this is bullshit. You can't just throw that stuff away again. I was like, well, we have no other option. And they're like, we're starting a compost company. I was like, good for you. So like, that's the type of thing that I look at is like, it's energy. It's who you host, how you encourage them to follow their dreams. Hopefully that aligns with showing up to tomorrow's brunch shift. And then like, when you're done here, go.
Yep.
Like, it's time for you, you know?
What's like the biggest headache or like joy? Maybe you see both here, like right now in your day to day with like the businesses.
Biggest headache and biggest joy? They're the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say for sure.
It's people.
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Yeah.
People. It's
They're
hard.
the same.
You get to understand this. When you start scaling a company, that people management and people leadership is number one, the most difficult thing. Leading people, it is challenging. It is extremely challenging because it's the biggest variable we have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's different.
Everyone's different.
All 4 of us are different in this room.
Yep.
I try to create commonality amongst the many personalities because we know management is one size fits one, right? Like that's management. Management is a very difficult thing. I'm a good leader. I'm not a good manager, right? But the way I bring commonality to all these different personalities is by saying this job is different than most jobs. You are here to learn and earn in that order. As long as we agree on that, we're going to have a great time together because I'm going to be able to challenge you, push you to think differently, ask you what was in your way of fully showing up for this moment, right? Like, did you let down a client expectation? Did you understand it? What about my message didn't resonate and didn't create the attention to detail and energetic focus around this task, right? I'm not your fucking babysitter. I'm not going to fire you and do your job. I am going to challenge you to think differently about, like, what's in your way of fully showing up for this moment, dude?
And you can't say that if they're there for a paycheck,
Dude,
The paycheck comes with
right?
that.
You can only say that if everyone understands that, hey, we're here to learn.
You know what this
100%.
is? This is accountability. You're holding people accountable.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things we're missing in society today is
Oh, yeah.
accountability.
Yeah.
And just simply this, that's what I'm hearing from this. Is like you, in a very positive way, are teaching accountability to people.
Yeah.
Truly. Yeah. And I'm also holding myself accountable. Like, did I fail you in this moment? You know what I mean? And then my way of challenging a leader to show up for their team is like, dude, the client was let down. I was expecting the client to be blown away. You are the bridge between me, my expectation, and the reality of what happens. So in my opinion, the way you show up for your team is by owning that and saying, I failed you all by not supporting you correctly, communicating the expectation, leveling up the importance, right? Dialing in the focus. Something about the way I assembled this team to accomplish this task failed to achieve the objective that we were all after. Now we have to blow that apart and openly and honestly dissolve the self, look at the goal, right? Doesn't matter who works here. And that's the most important part, right? It's like, it's not about you and what you did or didn't do. It's about the team had an objective and we missed. So if you want to throw yourself against the wall in front of everyone and that's enough for you, great. But what I'm looking at is to stay at a high level of operatorship for an extended period of time requires the ability and the tenacity to make big decisions quickly, right? And then evaluate whether or not it achieved the objective. And if it didn't, make another decision, right? No plan for survives first contact, but you better fucking have one. That's part of it, right? And when you encounter first contact, do not make long-lasting decisions in the middle of the fucking street under fire, right? Get to cover, reassess. Oh, it's coming from up there. You, flank.
I'm hearing
you,
the Marines
flank.
right now.
Yep.
Somebody get on the roof, right? Like, but that decision is not made while you're pinned down behind a pile of tires and concrete, right?
Yeah.
It's like, holy fuck, contact.
Yeah.
Get cover. Okay, assess, decide, move, right?
I love it, man.
And you also help other business owners and executives. You coach
I do.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
I've been
So it's
doing
not
that.
just for your businesses.
Primarily it is, and then I just like if those lessons or those approaches or ability to listen and ask thoughtful questions resonates with someone else, then it's for someone else. But primarily it's just for my family and my company and my EO forum mates. I've been a coach with EOA in Cleveland for 5 years, I think now.
Okay.
And I've been in the mentorship program with EO as a mentee and a mentor for, I think, 7 years.
And you run your business on EOS.
I do. Yeah, 9 years running on EOS.
This is
It's
something that
incredible.
continues to come up over and over the more founders and entrepreneurs we talk
Tons
to.
of 'em.
Yeah. I mean, you said accountability. EOS is just a system for radical candor and accountability and communication. That's what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, like we've talked about, me and John, we've been doing this since we've been 19 in college, and like we didn't realize it was like this. When we were starting, it was nice having each other because like being an entrepreneur, as you obviously know, it's lonely at times.
Yeah,
like
big time.
You feel like you're on an island, and like, you know, we've over the past 2 years become super aware that there's this incredible network of people in the Northeast Ohio area, you included, that have this bevy of knowledge that are more than willing to support people, and that's what I love about this area. It's like you don't get this type of, let me say, this network in Silicon Valley or New York City unless you go to an Ivy League school, or none of us went to Harvard, at least.
Yeah, it's something about like there's an adversarial relationship in business, like a competitive nature to it, and it's a falsehood. It's not true, right? And I think Northeastern Ohio has a special blend of Midwest nice, that I think like Vinny and Andrew but they capture that really well with their branding, Midwest nice. But there is this like, I don't know, approachability to people here,
For sure.
right? Like,
Yep.
and I found that inside of EO, at first I was like, I don't know if I belong here. I'm a chef. I'm a dirtbag. I'm this, I'm that, right? I had this narrative going in my head. And then joining EO and getting into a forum and learning how to be vulnerable, learning how to connect with other people, learning how to accept others people's challenges as, number one, not mine to fix. Number two, not mine to form judgment around. Number three, just for me to learn from and share my experiences with that person. And maybe there's something in my experience that they can learn from.
For sure.
That really enabled me. It's so weird. Like I started my business so that I could form a self. And then once I got into EO, I realized that that is a self-defeating prophecy. You cannot fill your own cup from external experiences. And learning how to be vulnerable, learning how to invite other people into my sphere of consciousness, and learning how to suspend judgment and just observe myself perceiving the moment, that actually became the birthplace of me, you know?
Wow.
The true me, the big me.
Yeah.
Not Chef Ben. You know, Chef Ben's actually experiencing an ego death right now. But that process of surrounding myself with other entrepreneurs and successful people that have exited their businesses, wrestled the id, right, the identity, that for me has been pulling me forward into the future state of me and my true deliverable to the planet, as opposed to like baiting me with wealth or fame or like what's next for you, right? And it's like,
Sure.
it doesn't really matter.
We're very aligned here. Me and you are. I don't think we're on this earth to sit on a pile of cash.
No.
Like you said, it's a vehicle to do things with. It's energy, and the way I view money, at least, it's a byproduct of the value you bring to society, the problems you're solving. And obviously, typically, the more value you bring, the more problems you solve.
True.
Typically, get more money.
If wealth is your only measure of success, you will never achieve enough of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's why these billionaires they just want. Why do you have to have $100 fucking billion?
Dude, you ever read the
$300
book Die with Zero?
No.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't.
Awesome.
What do you do with that?
Yeah.
Sit on it. Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You worry about losing it.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
more.
You
Yeah,
do,
it's-
right.
You don't spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs, man. And I know some people that have exited businesses for tons of millions, right? And we still sit in the sauna and talk about the same shit.
It's great, right?
It's great. Am I a good enough dad? Do I smoke too much weed? Right? Am I showing up for my partner, my spouse in a way that's supportive and loving? Right? What am I really leaving behind from an impact perspective? We never talk about money.
Wow.
You know?
That's the way to live, man.
Yeah, it is.
That's exactly the way to do it.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Okay, so here's where our worlds intersect. Okay, at Deliver That. We do a lot of corporate delivery, mealtime delivery. I mean, this year we'll probably deliver, I don't know, man, $500 million of food this year.
Jeez.
Like, it's a pretty serious operation.
That's
now.
amazing.
Shout out
And-
Canton, Ohio.
Congratulations.
Thank
Crazy.
you. And like, look,
It's a big
and,
market, Canton.
and
Why do I not have a pizza shop down here? Why do I not have 10?
You actually should.
dude,
I know.
yeah,
We're
it's
kicking
just-
it around.
we
It
need
is.
good pizza down here.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is we work with a lot of like chains, and not a lot of local we don't work with a lot of businesses like yours. And I think what you guys do is incredible. I mean, the volume you do out of one location is pretty substantial.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. So why don't you tell like people listening here, like what's Spice Catering? Like obviously you can do numerous cuisines. Like who's it? Like the ideal client, and just talk about.
Sure. So Spice Catering, I mean, really, we've come a long way from my gritty startup days. And during the pandemic, that's why I closed the restaurant on day one, was we were in construction on our new space at 5601 Tillman. And it's a 10,000 square foot, basically Shangri-La of catering facilities,
Beautiful.
custom built.
So
for
nice.
us.
It's like a couple
Like,
blocks from my place.
It's incredible. And so we facilitate lifelong memories, really, at Spice Catering. We also cater some healthy lunches. We have a whole sports nutrition program. We feed the Cleveland Cavaliers before and after every game. All the coaches, all the athletes, and the family of the athletes.
That's why they're so good this year.
That's why. It's the chicken tenders. It's the
100%.
gluten-free chicken
That's why
tenders,
they're
hands
good.
down. So that's just an honor, by the way. That is a verbal contract game to game. 4 years we've been doing that.
Wow.
No contract.
Amazing.
And so it's just an honor to be a part of that space and create calm for these guys. So that's one component is like the sports nutrition stuff. The plated landscape dinners are basically $200 a crack, fancy wine dinner in the middle of a field. We might do lamb al asador. We might do a fish fry on the shores of Lake Erie. We might do 7 courses of mushrooms at a mushroom farm. So we've been doing that for 20 years. And that's our opportunity to play. These people buy tickets on Eventbrite, menu, sight unseen. We do whatever we want. It's awesome.
We're doing that this
It's
summer.
so
100%,
awesome.
dude.
Yep. It's so
My
fun.
wife would love that.
It's so fun.
Yep.
So we do that, and then we do a lot of corporate fundraisers and weddings, right? And people find us either through their venue or through a word of mouth. So that is just, we look at that as our product is our front line of someone discovering us next, So we are the backdrop to lifelong memories. And if your family does not value food as much, and you know that, we will voluntarily take ourselves out of that equation when we are in a bidding war, for example, for a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
If people are like, I just don't really care that much. I got a big Irish family. We just like to drink, this and that. It's like, dude, then we might not be for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
big Irish family.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. And we hear that sometimes. It's not about Irish or Italian or anything, but like when the client tells us, we're a big drinking family, like food doesn't really matter.
it's like-
I'm like, well, then you could save a shitload of money.
For sure. For sure.
So we look for value alignment with our clients. It's like, are you expecting the same memory we are preparing to facilitate? If so, let's do this. If not, let's not argue over price.
Yeah.
Because I pay a higher wage than most people. I pay higher ingredient costs.
It's a premium product.
It's a premium product, man. And we seek that.
Well, I know a guy getting married at some point.
I've heard.
Not this year, maybe the following year.
I've heard.
We've had some conversations.
Hopefully give this guy some business.
Oh,
Yeah, and what's my line of my opening line? I'm like, dude, I'm not here to sell you anything.
Yep.
I think we could help you understand the landscape of wedding planning.
Yep.
And I just teed him up to Tawny, who has 30 years of experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I even told her, I'm like, this is not a sales pitch. Help these people understand what they're getting into.
Yep.
I will tell you, it's a lot.
Yep.
It is a lot.
Wedding planning's a lot, and having someone that can help you.
It's helpful.
Dude,
Agreed.
worth it. Okay, fast forward.
So that's Spice, and you have Booms.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Yeah.
mentality, not lifelong memory side, but the way you're looking at food is
Exactly opposite, actually, but same values, right? So our values are trust and respect, cultivate. Actually, I'm going to say them in order so you guys can get the full packed experience. They are protect your peace, right? Basically, show up with a full cup, right? Always learning, the basis of how we operate together. Cultivate joy, which is what we do in hospitality. And the T, trust and respect. Like if we don't have those 4 things, we have no conversation to have. So the values are the same at Booms as they are in Spice Catering. But Booms is like a opposite swing of the pendulum from Spice Kitchen and Bar. Spice Kitchen and Bar, I was grinding all of my cooks and myself into dust just to be the most creative people in town and brag about it. Losing money, working the shit out of people. And none of my staff could afford what we were making. Booms Pizza, I was like, we need to create a product that can endure a recession because I was looking at the 80-year cycles of suffering, reference Ray Dalio, you'll get into that a little bit, and I was looking at the pandemic of COVID as the 1918 flu and then modeling the economic impact of that and what's going to roll out across the world over the next 10 years. Certainly wasn't farm to table fine dining. It was going to be the winning concept. So I was like, I need a recession-proof product that I can pay people better, invest in my staff, and enable them to achieve their full potential in life while they just spend a little bit of time with me making pizza. And that's how Booms Pizza was born.
wow.
I'm like running the math in my head right now. We're like basically at the knocking on the Great Depression 2.0 right now, aren't we?
Yeah, you're like probably 6 months away from it.
I'm literally doing. I'm like, wait a minute.
I just finished
5
up.
years later.
Yeah, I just finished up my break glass in case of emergency plan with my CFO. I was like, rerun me COVID and then run me a 50% revenue reduction over the next 6 months. I just want to have this playbook because we did a lot of reactive shit during COVID. We did some smart shit, but we did some reactive shit too that we wouldn't have done if we had.
You had planning. I really thought you literally meant like there's like a glass box you guys fucking
We actually are putting it in there.
Dude,
It's
yes.
it's a fire extinguisher case and the whole thing. We're just putting
It's
the plan
happening!
there. We are that kind of weird. Yeah.
I would fucking do. That's great, dude. I would do that too. That's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Anything else, John?
No, I got a lot.
All right.
A lot of learning today.
I got. So fast forward into the middle of the next depression. All right.
Yeah.
In 3 to 5 years. Hopefully not. By the way. It's
Which is a
joke.
buying event for calm, prepared people.
Hear that, John?
It's a buying event.
Buy. Buy on the dips.
Yes, exactly.
What are we doing? You've done, fine dining, fast casual pizza.
Yep.
Catering. You live on a farm. Like, what's the next? You gonna like start like fish traps out in Lake Erie?
No. I think I'm going.
Out there.
I'm actually, and my wife kind of said this to me the other day. She was like, "You have moved from product focused to people focused," and it's truly where I show up, and it's where I think I was meant to arrive at. So, what's next is my off ramp. Actually, is the succession planning of my business and how I create an employee held company that can preserve some passive income for myself and still be rewarding for them to operate. So that's what I'm working on right now. Concept-wise, we're opening a carry-out only shop in Strongsville. That'll be our first Boom's Pizza without a dining room. And we're thinking that could be a nice way to head into an economic downturn. Hopefully, it only gets bad enough to get great. It doesn't get super bad. But so we're just kind of, exactly. We're just kind of strategizing a little bit around like, do we need to spend $860,000 to open a dining room with 86 seats and a full tilt space that's chasing 2.2 million in revenue? Or could we spend $300,000 in revenue or in capital and open a place that does 1.3 million in sales and you could pay that back in 1 year as opposed to a 5 to 7 year payback period? We spend about $4,000 per seat in the dining room at Boom's Pizza on furniture, fixtures, and paint and tile.
Wow.
So, when you start to do that math, it's
Do
like
we have to?
65% delivery and carry out, right? So I'm like,
Hey, you're already there.
kind of already there.
Yep.
So it's just testing the model. And I bet we could still create great jobs. I bet we could still challenge people to show up fully for themselves and for the community. And we could still meet people where they are, smashing the easy button and getting higher quality pizza that, quote unquote, makes them feel great.
And that's with inefficient online ordering.
Yeah, exactly. That's not even with efficient online ordering.
You're not even doing lunch catering during the
Dude.
prime
Ben,
weekdays.
See the chat right here?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know these guys, right?
I know those guys.
Can't
dude.
quite throw.
Ben's a toast.
Yeah,
Toast
dude, that has been coming up in leadership meetings, and we are so excited about the meeting with Onasis. That's a whole different topic.
Yep.
Sweet, man. Well, hey, let's close out with this or that, John. Let's do this or that. It's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it's
this
like an
is-
impromptu this.
I love
or,
that. Okay.
Um,
Or this. I love
yeah.
both this and that.
And it can be
that, or-
it can be open ended too.
Okay.
We basically just ping pong back and forth.
love it.
It's typically Cleveland based or
I'm going to take the classic favorite restaurant.
Ooh, right now or ever?
I like right now that people can go to.
in the Cleveland area.
Yeah.
Right now, favorite restaurant is a close tie between Amba and Blue Door.
Just went to Kiln.
Great.
Wait, Blue Door. That's
restaurant.
Cuyahoga Falls, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Cuyahoga
Dude,
Falls.
Yep.
They have a great brunch. Man, I've
Their
been there
dinner
once.
service. Me and John are going on the 23rd, I think.
Yep.
Dude, it's so good.
Dude, Tori's
Yeah.
gonna love hearing that Blue Door. That
Yeah,
place
but
is
I love
fucking
Doug
great.
Katz. He's a close personal friend. I love his restaurants.
He does Blue Door too?
No.
Oh,
He's Amba, Zug, and Kiln.
Yeah.
But
I
Yeah,
used to live
Kiln
right
was
by-
just in Van Aken. So
Yeah,
they
it's
just
great.
opened that.
I live right by Zug over there in
in Cleveland Heights.
yeah.
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 And Kiln.
Love
Yeah.
that place, man.
I lived off Fenwick by John Carroll.
Oh, no
for
doubt.
5
Okay,
years.
sweet.
Just moved 6 months.
When I got out of the Marine Corps, I lived on Derbyshire, right at the top of the hill in Mayfield.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think Kiln's favorite menu of his so far.
Oh, that's slamming. Kiln for me is like Fire 2.0. It's like his restaurant.
Never did that.
Yeah, so we ate there a lot, and he's
Yeah.
just doing great.
This is gonna be a 2-part question for you.
Yeah.
All right. Are we a book reader, or we like to visually take in information like movies, shows?
Oh, dude, I am a book fanatic. Right now, under my bed, I'm reading Howard Zinn, The Young People's History of the United States. I'm reading The Wisdom of Insecurity by Alan Watts. And I'm reading Managing Ourselves by Ari Weinswig from Zingerman's. Amazing.
Alan Watts, man.
Alan Watts, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, that guy.
Pretty good guy.
My favorite quote, it's on page 23, halfway down. The problem with most religions is that people look at the hand and pointing the way and worship it and then suck the finger for comfort instead of following the direction.
Wow.
Fucking
What a-
dynamic,
what a
right?
line.
I know. It's like, I love it.
Really get you thinking.
I love Watts. Yeah, he gets me
All right,
going.
second part of the question, though.
Yeah.
Favorite book?
Oh, man, favorite book. It'd probably be either The Monkey Wrench Gang by Edward Abbey or Inner Engineering by Sadhguru.
Never read either one of them.
Yeah.
Great books. Edward Abbey, prolific environmentalist writer from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Another amazing book called Desert Solitaire that he wrote while he was the park ranger at Arches National Park.
Heard of that.
And like no one was coming out there, so it's basically just him sitting in the desert for a year and writing this book. Yeah,
Wow.
and Sadhguru obviously is just a great, great teacher. Yeah.
All right, John, what else you got?
I don't know. Maybe favorite philosophy in business.
Ooh, favorite philosophy in business.
You know, are there just one thing that you're specifically referring back to? Keep you.
You know, it's a key person in my life, an advisor to me, a mentor to me. That I'm just gonna go let him remain nameless. But he said to me, Ben, when you want to see what's next for you in life, you have to make enough space for it to show up. And I think that's very true in business as well. You know, it's like rushing from concept to concept is you're bringing a lot of like the antithesis of last concept into next concept, right? But like, what is the actual goal of the next level of impact? You need space, quiet, and time for that to arrive.
Yeah, so space is just slowing down,
Yeah.
not jumping in.
Yeah, and that's an end point of a great podcast, Know Thyself podcast. Deepak Chopra was interviewed on there on episode 141, and some of his last words were like, the more time you spend in silence, the more dynamic your life will be.
Wow.
And I think that is just so true. So true.
That sauna time is sacred.
Yeah, sauna time.
Which kind of leads to my next question. What's one health hack that you will live and die by that can make everyone in the world healthier?
It's hands down, it's mindfulness. It's just taking time and just yourself, learning to listen to nothing. You know?
Instead of just
Programming in any
looking at the
way,
phone.
right? Even
Yep.
reading is like, it's great until it's obsessive, right?
Yep.
All of these things, all of our ability to show up for the world starts with our ability to identify what we're listening to, what we're observing. Is it ourself? Where is ourself, right? That mind, body, spirit trifecta. You can actually observe all of those things. You're none of those things, right? So like attaching to that and allowing ourselves to just have faith and belief, more importantly, that the universe has in store for us what is meant for us. Even the suffering is part of what is shaping us. You know?
I always look back to all the problems and stuff we went through and deliver that. I always be worried it was going to work. And then it's like, why worry? Why were you there? Why are we worrying so much?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing that, man. A lot of time worrying.
I start when the anxiety and worrying starts for me is when I'm not doing anything. It's like when I'm working, staying busy.
The cure for anxiety is action.
No
Hands
question.
down. Hands down.
Well, Ben, this was honestly such a great episode. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Sweet, me too.
Where can people find your information about you, Spice, Booms? Like, are you guys on? You're obviously on
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
we're on the LinkedIn. I get a little bit wild on LinkedIn sometimes, but that's where I kind of channel it. We have social media for Instagram for Spice Catering for Booms, and we send out some newsletters. If you want to sign up for SpiceHeadquarters.com newsletter, you'll get the inside scoop on the plated landscape dinners. So you can buy tickets quicker than the
And you
public.
guys do other events at Spice Farms.
We do. Yeah, we do. I mean, mostly there is just the plated landscape events. It's kind of too expensive to do weddings out there with all the infrastructure. And I live there, and it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And so, I'm like, hard pass.
I'm good.
Yeah. Like, take your
I don't need your whole
nonsense
family
somewhere
here.
else. Yeah. And
trying to live here, man.
Yeah. And when we used to do a bunch of dinners in the barn, which are right next to my bedroom. And my wife was kind of like, well, look what you brought home. Like, and that quickly expired.
Yeah,
but
sure.
yeah, I was just doing a walkthrough with a dude yesterday on the farm and just kind of telling him my life story a little bit. He was curious about it. And we're walking into the TAC building to just chill out. And he was like, so seriously, like, what do you want people in Cleveland to know about this place? And I was like, nothing. And he
I
was
don't
like,
want 'em here.
damn, that was an honest answer. I was like,
Nothing at all.
yeah, nothing at all.
Well, cool, man. Well, hey, great conversation. Great
Yeah,
meeting
man,
you.
it was
Yep.
great. It
Look
was
forward
fun.
to working with
Awesome.
you in the future too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm excited about that.